Hello everyone, today we are going to be talking about design thinking, and we are going to be talking about what it is, why we should use it, and as well as the steps that go into it. First, we would need to understand what design thinking is. So design thinking is a process where we seek to understand users, challenge assumptions, and as well as redefine problems in an effort to be able to identify alternative strategies and solutions that may not be immediately apparent to our initial level of understanding. It also revolves around a deep interest in developing an understanding and provides a solution-based approach to solving our problems. Now, I know that some of you may be wondering why we should be using this design thinking. So design thinking emphasizes understanding and addresses the real needs and problems of their users. From this, we are able to attempt to develop a new way of thinking as well as problem solving, challenge our assumptions and think outside of the box, as well as considering all the possible scenarios in order to find the best possible solution to our problem. Over here, we have some examples of design thinking. So the first example we have is Netflix. As we all know, Netflix is a really huge company now, but back then, Netflix had a competitor which was Blockbuster. So Blockbuster was a platform that provided DVD rentals, but required their customers to drive to their offline stores to pick them up, which could have been a hassle to many of people who just wanted to watch movies at home. So Netflix realized this problem and tried to eliminate it. Netflix then was able to come up with a solution to directly deliver those DVDs straight to their customers' homes through subscriptions. From then on, Netflix continued to fulfill their customers' needs and wants and updated their application in response to them. The second example we have is Airbnb. So at that time, Airbnb was only making $200 a week, and after some observation from their founders, they realized that the advertising pictures that their hosts posted online weren't of high quality and couldn't attract enough customers to rent from their app. From this, they decided to empathize with their customers, and they spent time traveling to each location. They took pictures based on what their customers wanted to see and even invested money on a high quality camera. From their efforts to attract more customers, as a result, their revenue doubled up a week later. So after hearing the examples of design thinking, now we should go on to the steps of what goes into design thinking. So the first stage in design thinking is the empathize. So you have to gain an empathetic understanding of the problem being addressed. In here, we set aside our own assumptions about the world and gain insight into users and their needs. In this phase, we should put ourselves into the user's shoes to try and understand them better, and from there we could gain a clearer personal understanding of the problem we have at hand. From here then, we are able to go to the next stage and define the problem. In the define stage, this is where we organize the information we gathered through the empathize stage. So we analyze our observations and synthesize them to determine the core problem that has been identified. This allows us to define the problem as a problem statement in a human-centered manner. This stage will help us collect ideas, and from here on, we are able to progress to the ideation phase and ask questions to help look for our solutions. Next, in the ideation stage, after going through the past stages, we can then begin to think outside of the box. This is so that we can identify new solutions to the problem statement we have created, and we can also begin to explore alternative ways of looking at the problem. During this phase, we look at the problem from different perspectives and ideate innovative solutions to our problem statement. From here on, we are able to bring our ideas to life in the prototype phase. So in the prototype phase, this is what we call an experimental phase. So the main goal is to identify the best solution to each of the problems identified during the first 3 stages. So solutions are implemented in prototypes, and one by one they are investigated and accepted, refined, re-examined, and rejected based on each user's experience. By the end of this stage, the design team will have a better idea of the constraints inherited by the product and the problems it presents. Now we have a clear view of how real users will behave, think, and feel when interacting with our final product. And from here on, we can continue to try our solutions out in the last phase, which is the test phase. The last stage that goes into design thinking, which is the test stage, and the results generated during the testing phases are also often used to redefine one or more problems and inform understanding of users' usage conditions, how people think, behave, feel, and empathy. Even during this phase, changes and refinements are made to eliminate problems and gain the deepest possible understanding of the product and its users, which is the ultimate goal for this phase. So to recap all the things that we've been talking about so far, so we talked about the 5 phases that go into design thinking, which are empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. And we learned that design thinking is also a process that focuses on a collaboration between designers and users, which helps bring innovative solutions to life based on how users think, feel, and behave. Using this method, we will be able to find the best possible solution to our problems, which is why we have to start interpreting it in our lives. So that was all for today's video. And I hope that from this video, you're able to learn more and be able to be more motivated to interpret this design thinking method to our daily lives. Feel free to ask any questions you have in the comment section below, and we'll see you guys in our next video. Bye bye.